Hey, looking for a new job? Stay tuned and watch the must-have personal traits to get you there.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Nita. I'm MelodicMic. Today's episode, had people always ask us about what are tips and habits that we may have that can land us that job that we've always wanted. And I think it's a great idea if we just go back and forth and just name off a few that we have that helps out for the ladies and maybe for some for the men or vice versa. Just in general. So Anita, if you would like to start with one habit that you feel that has really helped you land that job.
Well, before I name something, I always ask myself a question, and maybe this will help you. I always think, who am I? What do I offer? And what sets me apart? So I kind of mentally prepare before I go into that interview specifically with a vision of that in my mind. But I would say some of the top 5 things, having a strong background in HR and doing lots and lots of interviews, folks, is the top 5, I can think of 5 that come to mind. Number 1, think like a strategist.
Think like a strategist? Please.
Well, what I mean by that is be an individual, always think about strategy and your approach to solving problems. So always answering questions and having a mindset when you're on an interview about having a solution-oriented approach to problems.
Nice. So be a problem solver.
Absolutely. I like strategists though. I really like strategists because it involves a plan of action.
Okay.
So I really like that. Number 2, I'm not sure if you've heard this, but some people have in the marketplace, be a thought leader.
I've heard of it, but never broken down though.
Okay. I could describe it as you want to be an impressive leader that can influence others and be an instrument of change.
Oh, so you're like a
leader.
You're like a mover and shaker.
Yeah, you're you're a change master. You're a change agent. Okay, so when you think of yourself as a thought leader, I don't know about you, but in my mind, I've got planning going on. Constantly planning. I've got ideas. I've got things I want to map out, and I've got things I want to present.
So being creative.
Absolutely.
But then also putting a plan of action behind it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
We always hear, MelodicMic, in the workplace that you've got to fit in. You've got to have that culture fit. Have you heard that before?
I've had that, but I've struggled with it.
It's really hard.
Yeah.
How would you know going on an interview if you're going to fit into the culture when you really don't know what the culture is? Right. Unless you do your homework, which I do recommend.
Research.
So, yes, and I want to segue with that. When you're so that would be number 3, demonstrate your culture fit. So if you don't know your culture fit, try to research, ask your network, do some research online, what have you, to try to get a general understanding of what kind of culture that they have. Corporate culture is what I mean. And then when you're in an interview, you want to demonstrate through your answers how you would fit in. So for example, let's say I'm interviewing with a gaming company. And I go in, and it's very vibrant, and it's very exciting. I want to be prepared with sharing that I'm a gamer too, and these are the top games that I like that the company really puts out.
So you're relating to the company.
Yeah, kind of relating, and I've got a connection to the company. I might drink what the company makes. I might eat what the company makes. I might buy what the company makes. I might use a cell phone that the company makes. So really understanding how I would fit in, and that's really a good personal, enhancement as well, to really test yourself on how many different areas can we really fit into. So number 3, demonstrate your culture fit.
Your culture fit.
Yeah, demonstrate it. Number 4, this is really important, and we hear about this all the time now, especially in this day, ethics.
Ooh.
Yeah, work ethics, character ethics, really important. I would probably put that as my number 1. If I was a hiring decision maker, I would really want to interview candidates that can really exude ethics. What do you think about that?
I think it's very important. It's important to know what the company offers, but how you fit, like you were saying, but the importance of what type of work ethic they're looking for in you.
Yeah.
Like if you don't do your research prior, and you don't know how you're going to fit, you're going to not have confidence when you go into the interview, when you go into your first day at work. So understanding what the work ethic is and how much they're going to be asking of you for that position that you're applying for, or that you've already attained. Very important.
And do we communicate ourselves even non-verbally in the workplace by under the ethics umbrella? I think we do. It's our character. It's how we conduct ourselves. It's it's our engaging conversations. It's our comments. It's our opinions. And it's how we treat others and how respectful and professional we really maintain some integrity in the workplace.
Yeah.
So ethics really goes, it's transported under all those, all those kind of sub areas, I think. But really, really important.
It falls as a great foundation. But I want to also add that figuring out, even prior to going out for the job, right, who you are. Know the traits, your strengths. A lot of people want to focus on weaknesses. A lot of people want to focus on the things that they're not good at, and they spend so much time navigating, trying to perfect this. But if you know your strength and what you're great at, focus and highlight on that. And when you do that, it brings confidence, right? Because you're not going to be lolling about the things that you aren't good at, but you're going to be focusing on the things that you are great at. So understand your great traits and live through them, and exude that.
Yes, well said. And you know what I really appreciate in candidates on interviews is we all want to really know behind those scenes weaknesses, but it's how we express our weaknesses. So we may not want to say, these are my weaknesses and here's a long laundry list, but we can demonstrate through some examples in the interview or a behavioral interview type of fashion. I dealt with this situation here. This is how I grew. This is what I learned. This was the feedback, and this is how I would do it again.
Right.
Yeah. So weaknesses can be communicated very positively and effectively through an approach of how you would solve, how you would change, how you would acclimate, and how you would really turn something around. I would have a lot of respect for that.
I'm also big on how do you adapt and adjust as you go.
Yes.
In the fast,
super important.
Super important. At the pace that we're going right now with technology, with everything that's coming out, it's very fast paced. Everything, just in life in general, is moving and moving and moving. So if you don't learn how to adjust and adapt, and you can build that, not being scared to make a mistake, not being scared to ask questions, but learning how to adjust and adapt as the time goes on is a huge trait that you can build and also sell to those who are looking to hire you, and also to motivate all those around you, because there's always going to be a time where you're not going to get it right or something's going to slam you in the face, but
always.
You need to be able to adjust and adapt.
Great. Last but not least, number 5 in my opinion, show your eagerness. Yeah, show your eagerness, show your enthusiasm. Why are you there? Why are you spending your time? Why are you spending their time? Especially demonstrating your eagerness to grow with the company. Talk future, talk long term, talk connection, and talk problem solving.
Energy. Because everybody always wants to feed off of people's energy. Now, if you can bring that, wow, you just brought a game changer to the table.
You're also making a first impression. I think what MelodicMic just mentioned was really hitting the nail on the head, showing that eagerness. It's really not a forgotten trait. Yes. So when I see eagerness towards me or someone's exuding that, I get really excited and I get really motivated. I want to hear and I want to be around them. So keep that in mind, folks. 5 techniques that hopefully will get you in that next door tomorrow for that next job that you're looking for today.
Yes.
Well, I'm Anita K, everybody.
I'm MelodicMic.
And you're watching The Mac Show. Stay tuned for our next episode.